Hello everyone, I'm so excited to be bringing you another class today. Today's class is about an essential to intermediate level mat class, but today's class we're going to be using the fitness circle, okay? So we're going to be starting on the mat, making our way up to kneeling, and then finishing with some nice stretching back on our back. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be lying down on your back, and I want you to start with the ring in between your thigh bones. So I like to take my ring and bring it like just above my knee joint. Now I have really long legs, so if you are somebody that has just a little bit more narrow pelvis or not as long of legs, you could also place it just below your knee joint, and that might feel a little bit more comfortable, okay? So I'm gonna go right above, and that makes my feet come a little bit wider. And then I'm gonna be lying down on my back. So I have just this gentle pressure inwards, enough to be thinking of stabilizing and keeping the ring still, but I'm not like actively trying to like break the ring in this position, okay? So I just have a gentle pressure in. If I peek down, my outer hip, my outer knee, my outer ankle are all in line with each other. I can feel my big toe, my baby toe, my heel pressing down, so I have this nice sense of awareness into the ground. And then I'm nice and neutral here through my pelvis. Hands are down by my side. I'm going to take a nice full breath in to start. And then on that exhale, I'm using the obliques to imprint, and then the glutes to roll up. So I'm going into a hip roll, and as I roll up, I'm just increasing that little bit of pressure inwards on the ring, okay? So creating a little bit more awareness through my adductors. I take a breath in at the top, and then I begin to soften and roll back down, gently releasing that pressure on the ring back to where it started. And again, I inhale, exhale, imprint, gently press into the ring as you roll up to that widest part of your shoulder blades. Inhale, and then exhale, gently releasing that resistance on the ring as you roll down. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, imprint. If you've been working with me long enough, been doing my workouts either here or on YouTube, you know I love a good hip roll. Take a breath in at the top, and then begin to soften and roll down, releasing that tension. Last time, inhale, we're gonna stay up at the top this time. Obliques imprint, glutes to roll. We end up right at the top of the shoulder blades. Glutes are extending the hips, obliques are working to help keep it out of your lower back. We're maintaining this hip extension and pelvic placement, and then just rolling now the heels up off the mat, and then rolling the heels back down. Again, just roll the heels off, roll them back down, getting some heat through that posterior chain, and down, feeling this equal energy through the big toe and baby toe. Down, we have 4 more. Lifting 4. Down, up for 3. Down, good, lifting for 2. Beautiful. This time lift, we hold. Now staying in that releve, trying to keep the heels still in space, I'm gonna karate chop right at my hip now. Lower my pelvis down to where it just hovers off the mat. So it's like the fabric of my pants are just skimming the mat, and then I turn on the glutes, press a little deeper into that ring, and come back up into my shoulder bridge. I release, fold and lower. Turn on the glutes, press and lift. Again, release, fold, lower. Exhale, connect, press, lift. Release, fold, lower. Connect, press, up, 4 more. 4. And lift. 3. Up. 2 more. And lift. Last 1. Press, hold, lower the heels down, and then slowly roll that spine. Right back down. Through imprint. Back to your neutral. Now we're going to take the ring. We're going to slide it down now. Everyone will slide it down so it's right now in between your ankles. And the feet again are nice and flat on the mat. Hands are now going to come behind the head. And we lower the head, neck, and shoulders. So now to bring in an ab prep start position. Again, I can still feel all 4 corners of my feet down on the mat. But on that exhale now, I'm folding and flexing at my rib cage. I can maintain that imprinted position through the pelvis, but now my pelvis is stable. I'm moving that thoracic spine. And then I inhale, release it back. Again, lower body is quiet. That's my anchor point. So I can move through that upper back. I feel rectus abdominis obliques to help create the flexion and support me on the way back. It's an exhale to lift. And inhale, release. I have 4 more here. 4, head is soft in my hands. Cervical spine supported. As I lift, my gaze is just beyond my knees. As I release, my gaze is up towards the ceiling. This is 2. And back, and then we're going to layer onto this. For 1. And release. Now from here, I lift. I lift and hold. Now I'm maintaining this flexion. I pull both of my feet off the mat, lifting to tabletop. Now my gaze is right through that ring. I keep the flexion, lower my feet down together, toe ball heel, and then lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Again, lift, maintain, pull up, that's it. Both legs moving together, lowering down, and then release. 2 more. I lift, maintain, pull up, lower down, and release. Last time, lifting up. Good. Pull both legs up, keeping that little pressure into the ring. Lowering down and release. Last layer here. I'm going to curl up and stay. Now I'm going to reach my hands out by my hips. Palms are facing in. I'm still in that imprint. I pull both legs up to tabletop. My gaze again is right through that ring. I'm feeling this energy in through the midline, but from that whole inner part of the leg. So not just my knees, not just my ankles, but from the top of the thigh. Everything is pressing inwards. And then as I exhale, both of my legs start to extend away, only as far as I can maintain support through my lumbar. And then I inhale, bend my knees, pull in. Again, it's an exhale, gently squeeze in, reach it long. Inhale, bend, pull it back in. Again, exhale, squeeze, reach it out. Inhale, bend, pull back in. One more time, exhale, squeeze, reach out. Inhale, bend, pull in, transitioning right to the next exercise. Grab behind your thighs to roll the body up. Ring is coming out. Safe to say we're nice and warm. We're going to be up in a seated position now here. Think of bringing the pelvis nice and neutral. Let the spine stack yourself up right on top. And then we're going to have the ring just reaching straight out in front. So the palm of my hand is on the cushions. My fingers are lengthened. And then the ring itself is right in line with my sternum, okay? Soft through the head and shoulders. Now keeping the torso stable, Pretending like I'm driving a car, I'm just gonna rotate. So my right hand comes on top, my left hand comes below. And I want you to feel that motion coming from the back. So it's a spiral through the shoulders, okay, so that's what it should look like. But there's no shifting or rotating through your torso. And then feel yourself almost widen out. Underneath the armpit comes center. And then switch. Left arm on top, right arm below. Try to keep this sense of energy reaching out through the fingers. And then feel yourself like you're giving yourself a hug as you come back center. And switch. Right on top, left below. And then pull to center. Left on top. Lift. Good. So stabilizing that torso, but not supported by the mat here. We're up nice and tall. And center. Left on top. And center one more time, each side staying vertical. And we're going to challenge the abdominals a little bit more, doing the same motion. Lift. Coming back, take a breath in. On that exhale now, begin to scoop, roll that pelvis back. So now we're going into your C curve position. A lengthen flexion through the spine, same thing here now. Right on top, left below, and center. Again, feel the bottom rib, the top of the pelvis on each side, maintaining its length. Okay, not shortening as we rotate the shoulders in the ring. Center, gaze is soft, right through the ring, right? The height of the ring shouldn't change. We're just spiraling. And center, left on top. Beautiful, and back. Keep that width through the collarbones. I felt myself as well kind of starting to collapse into my upper back and really drawing up through those lower obliques. That's it. Coming center, stay. Now as we come up to vertical, pull the ring in towards the chest. Elbows are wide. We're nice and tall here. Take a breath in. Keep the ring in. We're going to go back into that C curve. As we exhale, we inhale to stay. Now on the exhale, we're gently squeezing into the ring, pushing it right out in front of your sternum. And then elbows go wide as we rotate back center. Then we're going to the left. Feel this spiral sensation through the ribs, this reach from the back, and then pull in as we come center. The lower body again is anchored. Pelvis is steady, knees stay parallel. In, and even though we're in that C curve and we're rotating, feel the sense of length drawing up through the crown of the head, so we're never again sinking into your spine. We have 4 more here. 4, and pull in. To the left for 3. Pull in, just moving with the breath. 2. Good, and back, last one. This is 1. And pull in, and then return all the way up. Again, nice and tall. Okay, so now we're gonna take that ring, we're gonna place it down. Getting into this position will be harder than maybe the exercise itself. And we're gonna have it out, and then we're gonna take your legs. We're gonna place them inside the ring. So sometimes I like to take one leg at the bottom, one leg at the top, kind of push down, push up to reach my legs out, and then go ahead and lie my upper body down, okay? So now, usually in side lying, or should I just say often in side lying, we're in one long line. In this particular series, I want your upper body in a long line, so your head, your neck, your shoulders, ribs, pelvis. But then at your hip joint, I want your legs slightly piked forward of the body, okay? We have that little lift up through that bottom oblique, okay? So I'm supported on that underneath side. Hand can be resting down or over the hip. You can have a pillow or a block underneath your head. The thing here is I want you to, again, think of keeping a sense of energy through the body. So you're really reaching out through those toes. That bottom leg stays gently pressing down to keep the ring stable. And now we're gonna lift with that top leg. I'm going into that hip abduction, pressing up on the ring here, feeling that glute med turn on, and then I'm bringing it right back down. That's it. It's an exhale. And inhale. Nice. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Press. Keeping a soft gaze with the eyes. Lift and lower. 5 more here. 5. Down. Up. 4. Down. 3 more. 3. 2 more. 2. 1. Good. Bringing it down. Now that top leg comes out. I want you to start by placing now that inner part of the ankle right on top of the cushion. So you can feel where the top of the ring is. Now we're gonna lift it up. We're gonna flex at the hip and we're just gonna tap the leg in front. And then I want you to lift, it's like we're making a rainbow. We're gonna tap over the ring and tap behind. This is where it gets hard to keep that energy through that bottom leg and keep the ring still. I want the pelvis staying nice and quiet. We lift, come forward. That's it. And then we lift and tap back. Beautiful. Oftentimes, when we don't have the range of motion at the hip, you'll start to just create it with your ankle or your knee. So even if you don't tap the mat, that's fine. But move from your hip joint. Allow the ankle and the knee joint to stay stable as well and just move with the hip. Okay? Pull up and forward. Lift, really turn on that glute max to support the leg on the way back. That's it. This is 4. 4. Good. This is 3. 3. Good. 2. 2. And 1. And 1. And now that leg comes on top. Wow. Glute med was feeling that. And now I have that top leg pressing down on top of the ring. So there's this energy downwards, kind of like when we were on our back. And now just that bottom leg presses up to match the top leg. Now keep the top leg where it is, just lower that bottom leg. That's it. It's an exhale, feel that adduction, that midline connection, then inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Beautiful. Down, keeping that rhythm and pace. And down, 4 more. A sensation of an imprint and a connection through the glutes will help stabilize the pelvis here. Down, 2 more. 2. Nice. 1 and hold. Now keep it right here. Just hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Whew. All right, everything is going to be up and on the other side. So let's get that ring in position. Bottom leg comes down. Top leg comes in, and then we can find that long line, right, from head to pelvis, and then legs slightly piked forward. We have that gentle lift through the bottom oblique. Now we have that top leg, hip abduction, glute med turns on. Inhale, lower down. I know that bottom leg was just working, but try to keep that energy down on the ring, right? That's going to be that sense of stability, to keep the ring still, as well as the sense of length throughout the torso and throughout the toes. Exhale, lift. And down. Good. 5, and down. 4 more. 4. It's amazing how one side always feels more stable than the other. 3. 2 more. Exhale, lift. 2. Good. And lift 1. Lowering down. Now take that top leg out. Bring it right on top so you can find where the top of the ring is. And then we lift. We go into that tap forward. And then again we lift and tap back. That's it. And again, remembering that if you notice differences side to side, that is okay. That is normal. Don't feel like it needs to be the same on either side. That's part of why we work unilaterally, because there's always imbalances in our body. None of us are perfectly symmetrical. And back. So that's part of just noticing what's happening and see if you can kind of work through maybe a different range of motion, a different sensation that you may have. Back. That's it. 4. 4. Good. Try to get it up for 3. I'm noticing myself kind of skimming the ring a little bit. Like glute doesn't want to work as hard. This is 2. Nice. Back 2. And 1. Good. And back 1. So we work that outer hip, bring that leg on top. And now working through the inner thigh, top leg keeps a gentle pressure down. It maintains as best as it can, and then that bottom inner thigh draws up. And then we inhale, lower down. That's it. Exhale. Lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Good, moving again with the breath. See if you can use the breath to be a sense of support for or to help with that motion. Good. 2 more, staying up on that last one. 2. Good. 1, hold. Keep it right here. 4, 6. That's it. 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome. We're going to take it now all the way up to a kneeling position. Okay, so we're going to be on your right knee. Left leg is out to the side. So kind of take what we just did side lying, and on that like stabilizing side, I want you to feel like that glute knee driving back, and then that inner thigh pulling up to really kind of anchor yourself down. Your sternum, your rib cage, your pelvis are all stacked. That left leg is out to the side, foot is planted, and then we're going to have our arms reaching forward. So we've worked a lot with this push motion of pushing the ring out in front. Now I'm going to have you wrap your fingers around the front of the ring. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull the ring apart as we bend the elbows, bringing it in towards the chest. So feeling this connection through the upper mid-back. And then we release and push forward. And again, pulling it apart as we bring it back. And then release, come forward. And then even though we're pulling it apart, right, we're not using that as an excuse to flare through the ribs. We're still maintaining a sense of support through the torso, just again creating this gliding sensation through the scapula. There's a little bit of retraction here, and then a protraction. Pull back. That's it, and forward. We have 2 more. 2, and forward. This is 1, Good. And forward. Now reach the fingers. Bend the elbows, pull the ring into the chest. Now it stays right here. And then from the crown of my head, I'm lengthening out, finding one long diagonal line from my ankle to my ears, and then moving right back up to vertical. Ring just stays right still in space. It doesn't shift as I move my torso, and then pull right back up. Again, anchor through that lower body, and lift. This time we're gonna stay out there, lengthening away. Now hold it here, going back to that spiral of the rib cage. I'm gonna spiral, push the ring out. It stays in line with my sternum, and then I'm bending and moving back to the side. So I'm staying on that diagonal. Watch as you rotate that it's not a collapse down. Think of reaching more out, like beyond the mat, and then pull back in. That's it, rotate, push, and pull in. Exhale, spiral, reach. That's it, pulling in. 4 more here. 4, and back. You got it. 3, and in. 2 more. This is 2, and in. This is 1, and in. Now we're not coming up, we're gonna take the ring. We're gonna bring it to the side. My palm is on, my elbow is angled in towards my hip, and now I'm shifting my weight a little further to that side. So my toe now is just pointed on that left side. On that exhale, using this whole side body for support, I put a gentle pressure down into the ring now as I lift that left leg. Inhale, release, and lower. Exhale, press, lift, release, and lower. Again, exhale, press, up, inhale, release, down. 3 more. 3, and down. This is 2, and down. Last one, up, and down. Now take that left leg, turn it around so we externally rotate. I'm up in the lunge. We're going to take that ring, bring it right over the head, like I'm making a halo. Now, right here, my torso is center of both legs. I'm now gonna lunge. I'm gonna side bend over to my left side, reaching that ring over, getting a nice adductor stretch and side stretch through the right. And then I bend and come back to vertical. Lunge up, reach, full extension, and then coming right back to vertical, over and reach, and pull back one more time. Lunge and reach, and pulling back. Whew. All right, let's do it all on the other side. So we're kneeling, left side, right leg out. Can adjust if you need to. We're gonna reach that ring straight out in front, wrapping the fingers around the front, connecting down through that left leg. Feel that like femur bone drawing down, glute med wrapping back, adductor pulling up, and then we pull that ring apart. In and forward. That's it. Pull it back and reach. It's like my whole body is just gently vibrating. Feels kind of nice. Like I'm awake, working through, pull, and back. That's it. Pulling apart and push. 2 more. 2. Good, and forward. 1. Nice, and forward. Reach the fingers, bend the elbows, pull that ring in. It stays center of that sternum, and then anchor down through that right side. Reach out to that long diagonal, and then moving back up to vertical. Watch that the shoulders are staying wide on the rib cage, not lifting up and down as you move through the ribs. Over, and lift. Up and over. Nice, keeping a sense of length for 4. And up. This is 3. Good, and lift. 2 more. 2. Last one. Over. Now hold it right here. We rotate and push. Out. And pull in. That's it. Push. And in. Exhale, spiral. Keeping a sense of lift through those lower abdominals. That's it. 3. And back. Good. This is 2. And back. This is 1. And back. Remember, we don't come up yet. Take that ring, place it to the side. Palm is on, elbow is angled in. Shifting. Feeling that whole side system. Glute med, oblique, lat, serratus. Turn on so that we can press down and float that right leg up. Inhale, release, lower. Exhale. Inhale, down. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower, nice. 3. And down. Good, 2. And down. Last 1. And down. Externally rotate. Bring that foot flat. Ring comes right above the head like a halo. I start center of both legs. Then I'm lunging over. Letting that knee reach over the toe. Letting my torso just stretch to the side. And then coming back to vertical. Letting myself just reach and stretch. Like I'm trying to pull the crown of the head through the ring. Over and back. Last time, reach and coming back. Whew. All right, we're gonna bring ourselves now back down onto the mat. We're going to cool down a little bit, just do some nice stretching, some nice mobilization through the hips. We're gonna come down. We're gonna have the ring. I'm gonna have you just reach it straight up overhead. Gentle pressure in, feeling that connection through the rib cage. And then from here, just that right leg now, rooting down through the left, just the right is gonna float up to tabletop. And then bringing it back down. Again, just that right leg lifts and down. See how stable we can keep the torso. And lower. This time we're gonna lift. We're holding it here. Now can you just slide that left leg out? Pelvis still quiet. Now, keeping stability through the pelvis and torso. We're gonna cross that left leg, the right leg over the midline. And then circle around and back center. Again, cross over. Think of moving from the hip joint, right? The knee joint itself is staying stable. Thigh bone is staying parallel. It's just this nice circumduction through the hip joint. Over and around. Let's reverse. Drop out, circle around, center. Drop out, circle around, center. Good. Left side stays anchored to the mat. Drop out and around. Now take one part of the cushion, bring it to the ball of your foot. You're holding on to the other end. Collarbones wide, then just push. Straight up, getting a nice stretch. And bend, pull it back down. Exhale. Lift. And bend. 2 more. Push. Good, and down. Last time. Up. And down. Awesome. Let's bring that right foot down. Bend, bring that left leg in, kind of reset. Let that ring right back up over the chest. Now from here, it's that left leg. We just go to tabletop first. We lift, and then place it down, toe, ball, heel. Exhale. Up and lower. Good, 2 more. 2. Nice, last one, we lift, hold. And now go ahead, slide that right leg long. Again, you may stop here. You may be able to reach all the way straight. I want you to go as far as you can, opening up through the hip, but not letting it pull your pelvis into an anterior tilt. We stabilize here now, circumducting through that left side, crossing over. Exhale around and center. And going back to that, noticing different side to side. Definitely don't have as much range of motion on this side. In. Exhale. Again, cross. Exhale around. Let's reverse it. Drop out to the side. Ooh, circle around, pull center. Drop out, circle around, center. 2 more. Drop and around. Last time. Over. Good. Around, taking that cushion, bringing it through that left ball of the foot. Hands holding onto the other end. And then we're just pushing straight up. Enjoying that nice stretch. Trying to soften through the body, through the bones. And then inhale, bending in. Again, exhale. Lift. And bend. Awesome. 2 more. 2. And down. Last one. Lift. And bend. Foot comes out. Strap the ring to the side. Let your legs just kind of fall apart. Let the arms drop down. So I'll just take one big full breath in. Exhale, blow it all out. One more time. Full breath in. And all together, exhaling out. you are more than welcome to just stay here for as long as you need. Oh, and I'm just so thankful for those of you that came to do this workout with me. I hope that you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun doing that with you, and I hope to see you back here for another workout soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye.